Good morning, everybody. How are you? Thanks for hopping in. Hello, hello. If you're watching on the replay, thank you so much. I apologize. I am late this morning. It's been a crazy morning, so I do apologize for being a little late. But thank you for joining. So I had a couple things I wanted to talk about. First and foremost, little NFL action. Obviously, Sunday night, couple of good games. Not a whole lot of surprises. Probably the only real surprise that I had was the Giants won in overtime against the Chiefs, 12-9, which was pretty cool. Not a Giants fan, but that was probably the only real big surprise I think that I had. I don't know if anybody else had any other big surprises, but other than that, not a whole lot to really speak of. The Patriots kind of beat up on the Raiders 33-8, which is always good to see. And here's the thing, they played, I don't know how many of you know, but they played in Mexico, which, the NFL is trying to kind of expand into different markets. That's why they had some games in England. Now they're playing in Mexico. So I think they're just trying to expand and make it more of an international league. And it'd be interesting to see where it goes. I don't know if they'll end up having teams in different countries, but it's an interesting dynamic that they have going on. So it'll be fun to watch. I know a lot of people have different feelings about it, mixed feelings about them traveling and all of that. Excuse me, I'm really trying to get over this cough. It's killing me. But it's an interesting aspect and trying to expand the market just beyond the United States. So that'll be something to watch, I think. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on it as well. Traveling to different countries, it's there's a whole logistics thing of it. There's a whole sometimes very different time changes that go along with that, especially if you're traveling to England, because you have the long flights. Obviously, there's a huge time difference in England than in the U.S. Obviously, so you have all these factors that come into place. The thing with Mexico was they didn't have the time change, but what they had was the altitude, and I forgot what the altitude was, but. Excuse me. But I know that it was higher than Mile High Stadium in Denver. So they had an altitude challenge instead of necessarily with the times. So that was, and you saw some of the players kind of go back into the locker room and have to deal with the effects of the altitude, and some of them were getting dehydrated because of that and because of the altitude. And so all these different factors and all these different things that come into play whenever they try to expand. And I noticed, or I saw that they mentioned they are planning to do a couple of different games throughout a couple of years. So I think it's one game a year for the next few years. I'd have to actually look it up and see what the actual stat on it is. But it's interesting that they're doing this and traveling. And I know it's basically to expand the market, to get more people to watch, to basically make more money. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. But will it go anywhere? And is there a market for the NFL in different countries? That'll be something interesting to watch. And I know they've done it before, like I said, in England. Now they're in Mexico. They could go to Canada, or they could go like the Major League Baseball. They had games in Japan. I know a lot of the players come from Japan, so it's it'll be interesting to see where they go and where they take it and how it all plays out. And is there a market for the NFL in these different countries? I don't know. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. I know there's one person in. Hello, how are you? Throw up some emojis, say hello, so I know who you are. Because I didn't get the notification as to who. I just have the one person watching. So say hello. Let me know that you're there. uh, trying to break this cough. Really, really am. So, yeah, interesting. And I don't know. I get mixed feelings about it personally. I think it's good to see them playing in these different markets, but at the same time, it's tough on the players. It's tough on the traveling of the teams and all of that. So, yeah, and we saw a little bit of that with the Patriots-Raiders game. Like I said, a number of players kind of going into the locker room for not so much the altitude, but they were getting dehydrated because as a result of the altitude. So we'll see how it goes. But other than that, not a whole lot of surprises. Like I said, the Browns lost again. That's the other question. Will the Browns ever win a game this season? I don't know. As it looks right now, I don't know if they will. I mean, it'd be nice maybe to see them win one. I don't know. But so far, they haven't done it. They're 0-10, the last team to not win a game as of right now. Just a bad season for the Browns. And my Niners know better. They had a bye week this week. They've only won one game. Giants are looking pretty bad, even though they won in the overtime against the Chiefs. Still, they're only their second win. They're 2-8. Just not looking good. Not looking good at all. So, it is what it is. But so that's my little tidbit for the NFL. And the other thing I want to talk about, obviously, is The Walking Dead. As you know, I'm a huge Walking Dead fan. And I think there was another good episode last night. We got to kind of see a little bit of Negan's backstory. Didn't exactly say what he did before everything, but he did mention that he worked with kids. The kind of ongoing theory, if you will, is that maybe he was this gym teacher or school teacher or something like that. But don't know. Don't know what he did, but it was kind of good to see that humanization of Negan. He's one of those bad guys that you have to like, even though you may not want to like him. You have to like him. You kind of have to respect what he's done a little bit. He's a little psychopathic, but there's a draw to him, obviously, and he's just that bad guy that you hate to like, but you do. But yeah, good episode. Got to see Daryl and Rick fight it out. They're obviously coming to a head, different opinions about what to do next. So we're starting to see some falling apart with the with our crew here, with our core group. But we're also starting to see that same aspect within the Saviors. Obviously, they're blockaded in with these walkers. Hey, Kim, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for joining. We're just talking a little Walking Dead. I don't know if you're a Walking Dead fan, but I'm a huge Walking Dead fan, so figured I'd talk about that a little bit. So yeah, let me know if you're a Walking Dead fan. So, but if not, I'm going to move into Thanksgiving and food, which I think everybody can agree on is always a good thing. So we saw a little bit of that with the Saviors, because now they're starting to kind of crumble a little bit. Power's going out, food supplies are running low. So they're in a tight spot. So Negan's going to have to do something to kind of hold things together a little bit. And I don't watch it, but I love eating. Yeah, there you go. Walking Dead is funny because I wasn't into it at the start, and then my brother got me into it, and now it's become our kind of Sunday night ritual between me and my oldest son. We just love watching it together and kind of discussing it a little bit, dissecting it. And then the funny part is now my brother doesn't watch it at all. He kind of fell off of it, but he got me into it. And so it's the one TV show that I do watch. I don't watch a lot of TV other than sports, but even then I don't watch a whole lot. Stranger Things. That was actually pretty good, and I watched Stranger Things 2 last week. Watched a couple of episodes. Sorry. Watch a couple of episodes a day for about the week or so, and I kind of got into it too. I'm a big sci-fi person, so I kind of love that stuff. I don't watch a lot of TV, and even Netflix is another thing that I don't watch. It's just, to me, it's mindless entertainment. A lot of it, and too predictable, I guess. So I don't get into a lot of shows, but The Walking Dead is the one TV show that I do watch, and like I said, that and football and baseball I try to watch as much as possible, but again I don't get to see a whole lot of it, just because I'm always going and always busy. So I don't get to watch a whole lot of it, but I try. So Thanksgiving. Kim, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? Do you have your tradition? Do you have something you like to make? Because we are already starting I said already, like it's so far away. It's a couple of days away, but we're starting our prep. We're getting our menu kind of figured out. I love to cook, and so this is kind of a fun time for me because I get to cook a lot. And surprisingly, what I didn't expect was that I have gotten pretty good at making cheesecake. I always love cheesecake. It's the one dessert I love to eat. So I think that's why I started to make it personally. But I really do enjoy making it. And so now the thing is, with Thanksgiving, I have to figure out what kind of cheesecake I'm going to make. It's not even a question of if I'm making one, it's what kind. And so I was doing a lot of Pinterest searching yesterday, trying to figure out what I was going to make. To Northern California, my favorite pureed parsnips and cream corn casserole. There you go. I love cheesecake. So now I got to figure out what kind of. So that's one of my objectives for today is to figure out which one I'm going to make, so that we can do the shopping tomorrow. So I can do some of the prep work, probably Wednesday. If not tomorrow, then Wednesday. And then it's like 2 days of cooking between all the side dishes and desserts and things like that. Something my grandmother used to make, and her and I were the only ones that used to make it, was the corn and squash, carrots and squash. And so I'll probably be making that as well, because some of my kids eat it and I'll eat it, but not a lot within my family does. And so that's something that I usually make for us. Excuse me. Really trying to break this cough. It's killing me. You need to post pics so we can see. I will. I'll post some pictures. Like I said, I'll probably end up making it. Probably shop tomorrow, and then make it on what's tomorrow, Tuesday. So make it on Wednesday, and then go from there. So I'll do at least one. But the request that my wife made, and I haven't made this yet, but it'll be interesting, is a red velvet cheesecake. So I've been going through my Pinterest, because that's where I actually find a lot of my recipes is through Pinterest. And so I went through some of my Pinterest yesterday and looking up red velvet cheesecake and different cheesecakes recipes. So I got this cheesecake thing on my head now, so so I'm excited because I love trying new recipes and doing different things. So um, yeah, and then I mean we go all out. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Anything red velvet's got to be good. So this one I found. See if I pull it up. I don't know if I can show you. Move my camera. Hang on. Flip it around. There you go. Some red velvet strawberry cheesecake. So that might be one I may end up making. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, exactly. That's exactly what my wife said too, Kim. I was like, "Oh, how about a red velvet strawberry cheesecake?" And she was like, "Ooh, yes." She's like, that sounds really good." So, yeah, it looks pretty amazing. I don't know if I'm gonna get it to look that nice. Like anything else on Pinterest, it looks really good on the computer, and then when you actually try to make it, it doesn't always come out quite that way. But I'll see. As long as it tastes good, I guess that's what matters. But um, yeah, so that's kind of my specialty. But I really enjoy cooking. It's the one creative thing that I can actually do because I can't play music, I can't draw, I can't do any of that stuff. But for me, um, cooking is that one thing that's kind of creative that I can kind of experiment and play with and kind of make my own that that I'm actually pretty good at. So that's my one thing that I can do, and I enjoy it. I don't get to do it as much as I would like, just because life. But it is one thing I like to do, and I like to cook. So I'm hoping to do a little more of it. I get to do a lot on Thanksgiving because I do end up cooking a lot. So so other than that, so I think that's about it. It's a lost art cooking, is it? Yeah, it is. And a lot of people just do the easy way. They do the takeout, that type of thing. Sorry, this cough is absolutely killing me. But it's fun because you have a recipe and you do it, and then you can kind of play with it and experiment with it and change it to kind of make it your own depending on what you like to do and what your tastes are and all those different things. And so there's that playfulness and being able to experiment. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But that's the fun of it and the challenge of it is finding what you like and what you can do and all that. So yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I am surprised by that too. And I see a lot of people that I know and on Snapchat and Facebook and all that. They say, "Oh, I can't cook, I can't do this, whatever," and they go and they're getting fast food or they're getting takeout almost every day, and it's so much more expensive. First of all, and second of all, I think when you cook your own food, it just tastes better. It's fresher. It's got more flavor to it. I don't eat out a lot. I haven't eaten fast food in I don't know how long. I don't. It's ugh. But even right. I mean, yeah, every now and then, once in a while. But to do it like every day or most days during the week, I mean, it's crazy, and it's like I said, it's expensive. It doesn't taste as good. It's not as fresh. Most of that stuff is either frozen or at least shipped, and then it sits for a few days in a refrigerator, and it's you don't get that flavor. You don't get the freshness of it. So I like to cook, and just experiment and make it your own, and yeah, just play with it. So I do agree. I think there's a lot of people that just don't do it, and I don't know if they're just afraid to do it, or they just find it easier to go out and shop or not shop, but go out to eat. I don't know, but I I do like cooking. um, so yeah, so that's my one thing, and usually my wife is the baker, but that's the one thing I do bake and I do really well is the cheesecake. So that's the one request that I get almost every year, especially on Thanksgiving. I'll probably do another one for Christmas, and then I'll do one or two or whatever. So yeah, thank you, Kim. You too, and that's pretty much it. I know it's kind of a short. Well, it's not really a short show. It just feels short. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope everybody has a great day. And I will see you guys tomorrow. So thank you, and let me know in the comments if you're watching on the replay. I do check the comments, and then I'll respond throughout the day. I'll respond as you make the comments. But other than that, thank you so much. Happy Thanksgiving. But I will see everybody tomorrow.